contour waistband in here, right? How did we do this? We have our original pattern because we want our waistband end up exactly at the waist, right? Because if we end up higher than the waist, it's going to be what? A high pant, right? Yeah. So then this is already seam allowance included in here, right? Nare wants her waistband to be our typical 1.5, right? So from the sewing line, we'll put a line 1.5, okay? We put dots in few locations because it has a slight curve. And then we just took this guy, right? Yes, you need it because you're doing the same way. Yeah, you're doing the facing the same way. So just draw this out exactly like you will draw this out. The only thing in Nare's case, we're going to actually cut it away. In you have to trace another piece of paper, okay? Because you're doing facing, she's doing a waistband, okay? Okay, so now look at this, what we're going to do. We're going to cut it away right at this line, right? Nare, would you mind to bring like more of the paper because we have to add seam allowances now. So this is our center front. This is our center front. And let's do the same to the center back. Okay, okay. This one is cut for the center back. Okay, Alex, we're doing the same thing what you're going to do for your facing, so you might want to come here. So look at this. We cut, in your case and in Vicky's case, you're just not going to cut it away. But when we're doing the hip up to the waist, so look at this. We just cut 1.5 away from the sewing line. That's going to be our waistband. That's going to be our waistband, 1.5, right? So what we're going to do now, we just have to add seam allowance to the here and to here, right? In here is quite simple. We're going to put paper under, add 1/2 inch seam allowance. We're going to have a dart, right? So just add 1/2 inch seam allowance, right? But for here, look what we have remaining of the dart in here. A tiny bitty thing, right? So what we can do in here, we can take this amount and shave off from the side, okay? See what the intake in here. It's exactly 1/4, okay? We're not going to make a dart any smaller than 1/2 inch. If it turns into this little tiny bitty 1/4 thing, it's not a dart anymore, right? It's not a dart. So the dart, the smallest dart possible is 1/2 inch, okay? So what we're going to do, we're just going to take 1/4 from here, 1/4 from here, from your sewing line, right? And you're just going to blend in. So we just eliminated your dart, okay? There's no dart in here anymore. So all we're going to do is just trim off the excess. We're just going to trim off the excess. Okay, perfect. No dart for you on the front anymore, okay? Now we have this, guys. Before we add seam allowance to that, look at this. We have the dart legs in here. We're not going to be using our dart legs. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut one dart leg. We're going to cut one dart and overlap with the other dart leg. You see how our waistband becomes right away, whoop, like this, right? Contour waistband. So you're overlapping your dart, you're eliminating dart legs, okay? Overlapping, now you're going to just tape them in place and add 1/2 inch to this, okay? Tape them in place and add 1/2 inch. Same, let's get your tape, please, Nare. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Maya. Thank you, appreciate that. Okay, so let's tape dart legs in here. Okay, so what you're going to do, you will just add 1/2 inch seam allowance to here. Okay, and the only thing, we're going to have two different fronts. Remember, one has shield, will be longer. We're going to be adding on one front, but the other one will be just like that, okay? Okay, so this is our front, and the back is going to be even more drastic in here, okay? The back is good because the dart was bigger. But on the back here, we keep the dart. Just add seam allowance because this is pretty large, right? We can eliminate that. Okay, So got rid of that. So look at this. You see, I just cut my dart in half, right? Like this, and now I'm going to simply overlap my dart legs, okay? So look at this, it was like this. I'm just overlapping my dart leg. And you see how it's becoming like right away, right?
Wait, so with facing, you do that too?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes. Facings don't have darts. Facing, you have to eliminate darts exactly like that. So look at this, was dart, and now I'm just doing like this, and look at my contour thing comes out like that, okay?
And you cut 2 inches off? Or
2 inches off.
like this portion?
I don't know what 2 inches you're talking about. So this is it. The only thing, just make sure smooth it in here and smooth it in here so there's no big bumps in here. And this is your center back. Center back will be on fold now, right? But don't make a seam on a waistband, okay? So that becomes your fold, right? Center back becomes your fold. Okay, becomes your fold, and you cut off this, unfold twice, because you can't fold it in half now, right? It's not like the waistband, the one we did for the sample. You can't fold in half, it's a curve. So you fold it in here, you create 2 of them. So when you stitch into the pant, it's actually exactly what Rita was telling you. The seam will be on the top edge. The waistbands will not be folded like our pant. It's going to be with a seam on top, okay? Same for the front. The only thing for the front, we will have 2 different fronts. One right side up like this, and the other one the other way, okay? Because one will be extended with a shield, okay? Extended with a shield. Don't forget center front notch to the one that extended with the shield, okay? Do we understand about the shield part? The one extended with the shield?
Do I add 1/2 inch?
Absolutely, yes, yes. Now put the paper and 1/2 inch seam allowance,
And then
cut
do
out.
I get rid of that extended?
Yes, yes, yes. And you actually kind of like, not only you get rid of it, you will place a curve in here, and you will just smooth it out in here, okay? Smooth it out. It's a nice curve. Same in here. If this corner comes out too drastic, you just have to add a little paper and just smooth it out, okay? We don't want to have corners like this. Our body doesn't have corners, okay? Okay, so waistbands, contour waistband or facings all done this way, okay? Or a regular rectangle. If it's a regular rectangle, you just measure your pattern back, multiply by 2, front, multiply by 2, plus the shield, plus all seam allowances.
Oh, yeah, going back to my question, I meant like this was too length. This was 2 inches long. So like, is it for everyone that it's 2 inches that you have to?
Oh, you mean width, not long. It's
No,
1
you
1/2.
measure from the sewing line.
Yeah, this is sewing
to
line.
the 1 1/2. Oh,
1
so
1/2. For the facings, the typical one is 2.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, because 2 for the waistband would be a little too thick, too wide.
Okay.
Yeah, 2. So finished with means 1/2 inch seam allowance, okay? Yeah.